Have you ever noticed that the diet that used to work for you in your 20s doesn't work anymore? Or that you can do the exact same thing you did 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and the scale just sits there and laughs at you? If you've been dieting for a long time and it feels like every diet works a little less than the last one, I need you to hear something. This is not in your head, and it's not a willpower problem. This is your body doing exactly what it was designed to do. And today, we're going to talk about why. Okay, friend. Before we get into the science of it, let me just tell you something. I have been there. I dieted my way through 3 decades of my life. I'm not going to list every diet I ever tried because we'd be here all day. But you name the approach, and I probably did it at some point. Low fat, low calorie, programs and plans and challenges and cleanses. The trendy ones, the medical ones, the ones my friends were doing, the ones I read about in a magazine at the grocery store checkout. And here's what I noticed somewhere along the way, even though it took me years to finally admit it. Each diet worked a little less than the one before. The first big diet I did back in my 20s, the weight came off pretty easily. 20 pounds maybe before I got bored with the diet and then gained it back. Throughout my 20s, I tried lots of different diets, and usually I was able to lose a decent amount of weight, but I always hit a point where I couldn't lose anymore, and then I gained it all back with a few friends. In my 30s, I tried some similar diets, but never saw the big numbers I did in my 20s. And by the time I hit my 40s, I was doing everything right by the rules of whatever diet I was on, and the scale would not move. Well, at least not in the right direction. And every single time I blamed myself. I told myself I must not have followed it well enough. I must have cheated more than I remembered. My metabolism must have just broken because I was getting older. There must be something wrong with me. And every single time I just felt terrible about myself. Friend, I carried so much shame for so long. I really believed I was the problem. I remember standing in my kitchen one night, looking at the leftovers from dinner and just feeling defeated. I had been so good all day. I had eaten the right things. I'd said no to the things I wanted. And the scale that morning had not moved again. And I just stood there and thought, what is wrong with me? Why can't I do what every other woman seems to be able to do? That moment is burned into my memory because I know now that there was nothing wrong with me. My body was doing exactly what it had been trained to do over years and years of diet. Turns out it was doing something really specific. And once I understood what it was doing and why, the whole picture changed. And I want to give that same understanding to you today because I think it's going to lift a weight off of you that you didn't even know you were carrying. So, as usual, I'm going to get a little bit nerdy with you for a second because once you understand the science, I think you're going to feel a lot lighter. There are 3 things going on inside your body when you've been dieting for a long time, and they're all connected. The first one is called adaptive thermogenesis. Big word. But what those words mean is this. Your metabolism adapts to what you're doing. When you cut your calories, your body doesn't just go, oh, okay, cool, I'll burn the same amount of energy with less fuel. Your body goes, we're in a famine. Better slow everything down and conserve what we have. Your heart rate goes down a little. Your body temperature drops a little. The non-essential stuff like your hair and your nails and your reproductive hormones get less energy. And your metabolic rate, which is the calories you burn just sitting around being alive, slows down. Now, here's the part I really want you to sit with. There was a study done on contestants from the show The Biggest Losers. You probably remember the show, people losing massive amounts of weight fast in front of a national audience. Researchers from the National Institutes of Health followed 14 of those contestants for 6 years after the show ended. During the show, the contestants lost an average of about 128 pounds. That's a massive weight loss. By the end of 6 years, most of them had regained about 90 of those pounds back. But here's the kicker. Even 6 years later, their resting metabolic rates were about 700 calories per day below where they started. 700 calories per day, 6 years out. Some of these contestants were having to eat only 800 calories a day just to maintain their weight. That's not a diet, that's barely staying alive. Think about what that actually means for a real human being. 800 calories a day. That's a piece of toast and a piece of chicken and maybe a salad for the rest of your life, just to maintain, not even to lose, to maintain. And these were people who did everything the diet industry told them to do. They lost the weight, they worked out, they followed the rules. And 6 years later, their bodies had punished them for it. Their bodies had learned and their bodies were not going back. So if you've done a lot of diets over the year, you might be walking around right now with a metabolism that's running slower than it should be. Not because you're old, not because you're broken, because your body learned over and over and over that food is scarce and it needs to protect you. Now, here's the thing I really want you to understand, because this is what ties it all together. The way your body actually does all of this, the slowing down, the defending, the holding on, is through hormones. Hormones are the chemical messengers that tell your body what to do, and there are a few that play a huge role in this whole story. And the biggest one is insulin. Insulin is the hormone that decides whether your body burns fat or stores it. We've talked about this before. And here's what happens with years of dieting. Every time you eat sugar or processed carbs, even the so-called healthy ones, your insulin spikes over and over, day after day, year after year. And eventually your cells stop responding properly. That's called insulin resistance. When you're insulin resistant, your body has to pump out more and more insulin just to do the same job. And while your insulin is high, your body physically cannot burn fat. It's locked in storage mode. And here's how insulin resistance actually shows up in your real life. You're tired all the time, especially after meals. You crash hard in the afternoon. You crave carbs constantly. You gain weight around your midsection, even when the rest of you stays the same. Your skin starts to show little dark patches in the folds of your neck or your armpits. Your brain feels foggy. Your sleep is restless. Those are not random midlife symptoms. Those are your body waving a giant red flag at you saying, hey, something is really wrong with how I'm handling food. Pay attention. Then add in cortisol, which is your stress hormone. Dieting itself is a stressor on the body. Restriction is a stressor. So your cortisol goes up, which raises your blood sugar, which raises your insulin even more. It's a cycle that feeds itself. And here's the cruel part. The very thing you were doing to lose weight, dieting and restricting, was making your hormones more dysregulated, which made it harder to wait, which made you try harder, which dysregulated your hormones even more. So if you've been doing this for years, you're not just dealing with a slow metabolism, you're dealing with a hormonal mess that years of dieting helped create. And no amount of willpower or calorie counting is going to fix that. The only thing that fixes that is healing. All right, the second piece of what's going on in your body is what researchers call set point theory. The basic idea is that your body has a weight it considers safe, and it will fight you to defend it. When you lose weight, especially fast, your body doesn't celebrate. Your body panics. And it has this whole hormonal system designed to bring you back to where it thinks you should be. It releases more of your hunger hormones like ghrelin, which is the one that makes you ravenous. It releases less of the hormones that make you feel full, like leptin, so you're hungrier and less satisfied at the same time. And it doesn't stop. Studies have shown that those hunger hormones stay elevated for months, even a year or more after you lose weight. So you're fighting your own biology every single day, white-knuckling your way through life while your body whispers to you all day long, eat, eat, eat. This is why so many women lose 15 or 20 pounds, hold it for a little while, and eventually crack and gain it all back plus extra. It's not a lack of discipline. It's not a character flaw. Your body is doing everything it can to get you back to where it thinks you should be. And the third thing, the piece that nobody warns you about, is the cumulative damage. Every diet you do teaches your body to be more efficient at storing fat and slower at burning it. Every time you cut calories, your body learns to operate on less. Every time you lose weight quickly, your body learns to defend that weight harder the next time around. This is why the diet you did at 25 works so well and the same diet at 45 barely moves the needle. Your body has been to this rodeo before. It knows what's coming up, and it's built up defenses you didn't even know you were creating. Every time you went on a diet, you didn't just temporarily lose weight. You taught your body that food might disappear at any moment, and it needed to hold on tighter the next time. So I want you to sit with what all of that means for a second. Every time you blamed yourself for a diet that stopped working, your body was actually doing what it was designed to do. It was protecting you. It was responding to the signals you were sending it. It was getting smarter. You weren't failing those diets, friend. Those diets were teaching your body to fail you. Listen, you may need to write that down and put it on your bathroom mirror, right? You weren't failing those diets. Those diets were teaching your body to fail you. All those years of shame, all those years of thinking something was wrong with you, all those years of starting over on Monday and beating yourself up by Wednesday. None of it was your fault. Your body was doing the only thing it knew how to do. And the more you tried to force it, the harder it fought back. I want you to think about what it would be like to put down that shame today, to stop carrying it, to stop being mad at your body for not cooperating, to stop feeling like you have to make up for something. Your body hasn't failed you. Your body's been trying to keep you alive through every diet, through every cycle, through every restriction. It's just been doing the job it was designed to do. And that's why you cannot diet your way out of this. You've tried. You know you've tried. The next diet isn't going to be the one. You have to do something completely different. So, if dieting is the problem, what's the answer? The answer is healing. The answer is teaching your body through what you eat and how you live that food is not scarce, that you are safe, that your body doesn't have to defend a higher weight to keep you alive. That means real food, enough of it, protein at every meal so your body knows it has what it needs to build and repair. Healthy fats, which help your hormones stabilize. Stable blood sugar, so your insulin can finally come down and let your body burn fat again. Sleep, because your body cannot heal in a state of exhaustion. When you're not sleeping, your cortisol stays high, your hunger hormones go haywire, and your insulin resistance gets worse. Sleep is not optional, it's medicine. You also need movement that doesn't punish your body. Walking, strength training, things that build muscle and stability, not things that beat you into the ground. Punishing exercises raises cortisol, and you already have enough of that. And rest. You need real rest. Not just the rest you take when you collapse at the end of a day where you ran yourself into the ground. Rest as a regular practice, not a reward for being productive enough. When you do all of that consistently, your body starts to relax. Your hormones rebalance. Your insulin comes down. Your metabolism starts to wake back up. And the weight starts to release, not because you forced it off, but because your body finally feels safe enough to let it go. That's the whole philosophy behind the Thin Adapted System. It's not another diet. It's the opposite of a diet. It's the way out. Here are 3 things you can do this week to start moving in that direction. Number 1, stop counting calories. I know, that's scary, but calorie counting is one of the things that taught your body to be in famine mode. Focus on the quality of what you're eating, not the quantity. Real food, protein at every meal. Eat until you're satisfied. Number 2, eat enough, especially breakfast, especially protein. Aim for 30 grams of protein at breakfast and notice what happens to your energy and your cravings over the next week. Your body needs to learn that food is not scarce. Number 3, be patient with the process. If your body's been in defense mode for years, it's not going to drop the defenses overnight. The first few weeks might feel slow. That's not a sign it's not working. That's your body learning to trust you again. Give it time. Friend, here's what I want you to take with you today. You haven't been failing. Your body's been protecting itself from years of being told it was in a famine. You're not broken. Your metabolism's been doing exactly what biology designed it to do. And the way out is not another diet. The way out is healing. If you want help getting started, head on over to thinlicious.com/happy for our free training where you'll learn how to activate your body's fat burning power, how to fix the root causes of your weight problem, and we'll also help you map out a sustainable weight loss strategy. One more thing I want you to remember as we close. Healing is not a straight line. It's not a quick fix, but it works. And every single woman who's done this before you started exactly where you are right now, looking for a better way. So give yourself some grace this week and take that first step. I'll see you next week. Until then, feel better and live free.